All right, to break all of this down, let's go to my guest tonight, Victor Avila, a former ICE special agent who lost his own partner, Jamie Zapata, in a cartel ambush while the two were on assignment in Mexico. Victor, always great to have you on the show. I was really struck by those images, more than 100 DEA agents in the courtroom to see Quintero appear before the judge. This is personal.
Absolutely. I love the solidarity amongst the federal agents to show their support for their family 40 years later. This is obviously way, way overdue. Obviously, Mexico wouldn't give them up. Along with there's some other big names, by the way, in that list that you talked about that were sent over a couple of weeks ago. But this has special meaning because this individual, Caro Quintero, is responsible because he was the head of the cartel at that time, the Guadalajara cartel, that kidnapped and tortured and murdered DEA Agent Camarena. So obviously it's personal. It's so personal that Kiki Camarena's son still had his dad's handcuffs, and those are the handcuffs that are being used to transport him as we speak in the court today. So that's very, very touching. And so we're going to continue to follow it to see that the justice goes and see it through.
Wow, that's a great detail that the handcuffs on this narco or the ones that belong to Kiki Camarena. You know, Quintero is known as the narco of narcos. The U.S. has pursued him for 40 years. When news of his arrest hit, the DEA in Los Angeles posted a picture of Camarena with the caption, "Justice served." As we said, he may face the death penalty, but it's for drug charges, not for murder charges. Why is that?
Well, that's a good question because there's a lot of things when individuals get extradited from Mexico into the United States. There's a lot of things that happen there. One of the things that even in our case, when the shooters that killed my partner and shot me, they qualified for the death penalty, but it was removed because of the treaty that Mexico has with the United States. Because there is no death penalty in Mexico. So I'm not sure if those details have been ironed out in this type of extradition. This extradition obviously is very different with all these individuals. I believe also there's a political statement here. And I mean, Mexico, the timing is obviously suspect. And because of what you mentioned, the terror and other things happening, that's why Secretary Noem's visit to Mexico, I believe tomorrow or the next day after tomorrow, is going to be very, very important.
Yeah, for those in our audience who might not remember, the murder of Kiki Camarena was particularly brutal. He was kidnapped, he was tortured for 2 days, all while working undercover in Mexico City, in Mexico. The U.S. attorney also says that Quintero's involvement in drug trafficking and violence was, he said, quote, extensive, ruthless, and notorious, and that even while he was in prison, because he was convicted of murder in Mexico and served 28 years, while he was in prison, he still managed to run his drug cartel.
That's right. These guys continue to do that. He was released in 2013 on a technicality, which when nobody could understand why. He was a fugitive and then captured again, I believe in 19 or 20. I'm not sure on the year he was captured again. But now he's going to face true justice because we understand that prison for these individuals in Mexico is not the same. They have a lot of privileges and you know, comfort in their prison cells. It's not the same as being in a maximum security prison like they are in the United States. And I'm very thankful for everyone that had participated to do this, especially congratulate the law enforcement community, because this has been happening even when I worked in Mexico in the DEA room assigned to his name at the U.S. Embassy in Mexico. And there's always a remembrance of Kiki. And another thing is that it was so brutal that the cartels after that set this false sense of security for other U.S. agents, because the other cartel members said, we're never going to kind of do that again.
Yeah.
Because it brings the wrath of U.S. federal law enforcement. But obviously that changed in our situation in 2011.
It did. It was, and boy, your partner was gunned down. The two of you were in a car. You were sitting together. You survived. He did not. It was just horrible. And I'm sure for you, this is a particularly poignant event to have the killer of Kiki Camarena facing American justice, not serving time in a Mexican prison where they have, you know, 4-course meals brought in and women brought in. This will be American justice in an American prison.
By the way, real quick, Elizabeth, 2 of the subjects in part of that extradition are the founding members of the Cartel, is responsible for the murder of my partner. So it's also very personal to me as well. There's other big cartel members involved there that were finally brought to justice here in the U.S. and very glad that it's happening at least.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Victor, for joining us.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.